They warned her never to go near the river after sunset. But Adaku was not a woman who feared warnings. She was beautiful, proud, and certain that no man in the village deserved her heart. Yet, one evening, when she looked into the water, she didn't see her reflection. She saw something else. And from that moment, her life was no longer her own. Long ago, in the heart of an ancient Igbo kingdom, surrounded by thick forests and golden farmlands, there was a river believed to be alive, a river that watched, listened, and sometimes chose. It was called Megawudu, the river of peace. But for generations, the elders warned the villagers never to go near its center after sunset, for that was when the spirit of the deep world crossed into the land of men. In that same kingdom lived a maiden named Adaku, known far and wide for her beauty. Her skin glowed like a morning sun, her eyes sparkled like fresh water, and her smile could weaken even the bravest warriors. Every man wanted her hand in marriage, prince, hunters, even wealthy traders, but Adaku refused them all. She would stand before her mother and say, "No man in this village is worthy of me. I was born for someone greater, someone beyond this world." Her mother, a gentle widow, often sighed. "My daughter," she would say, "beauty fades like morning dew. Do not let pride close your heart to love." But Adaku never listened. One hot afternoon, she went with other maidens to fetch water from Mirudu. They filled their calabash quickly, but Adaku, lost in her reflection on the river's surface, lingered behind. The others called her to hurry, but she waved them off. She couldn't stop staring, for the water had begun to ripple, even though the wind was still. Then slowly, a man's reflection appeared beside her in the water. Startled, she turned around, but no one was there. When she looked back, the reflection smiled. His face was handsome, beyond human, his eyes deep and calm like the river itself. His voice echoed softly in her mind. "Adaku, I have watched you. You belong to me." Frightened, she ran home, but that night she couldn't sleep. The sound of the river haunted her dreams, calling her name again and again. The next day, she went back to the river alone. As she knelt by the shore, mist rose from the water and shaped itself into the form of a man, tall, graceful, with eyes that shimmered like light on water. "Do not be afraid," he said gently. "I am Ezenwater, spirit guider of this river. I have loved you long before you were born." Adaku's fear melted into curiosity, then fascinating. His presence felt like calm wind after a storm. Day after day, she returned to the river, speaking to Ezenwater, learning his secrets, listening to his voice in the rippling waves. Soon she fell deeply in love, a love forbidden by both gods and men. One evening, her mother followed her secretly and saw her daughter talking to no one, or so it seemed. The air shimmered, and the mother caught a glimpse of Ezenwater glowing form. Horrified, she screamed and ran to the village. The elders gathered, beating drums and chanting prayers. "Adaku has broken the boundary between the living and the spirit," the high priest declared. "If she continues, our village will suffer." They begged her to stop, but she refused. "You don't understand," Adaku cried. "He loves me. He would never harm us." But love between a woman and a spirit is never simple. The rain stopped that season, crops withered, the river once peaceful grew violent and overflowed, flooding farmlands. Strange lights were seen dancing above the water at night. The people cried to the gods for mercy. In desperation, the elders decided to offer a sacrifice to calm the spirits, a white goat and palm wine at the riverbank. But when they arrived, Adaku was gone. Her mother wept and screamed her name across the water. As dawn broke, the river turned calm again. Floating near the shore was Adaku's necklace, the one Ezenwater had once admired. No one ever saw her again. Some said she drowned. Others whispered she had crossed into the spirit world to live with him forever. Years later, during moonlight nights, Travelers claim to see a beautiful woman standing on the riverbank, her feet never touching the ground, her eyes streaming like water. She would look toward the village with sorrow, as though remembering a life she once had, and then fade into a mist as dawn approached. Her story became a warning passed down through generations. No matter how beautiful love may seem, never cross the line between the world of spirits and the world of men. And so, the river of peace was renamed Mary Adaku, the river of the lost bride, reminding everyone that pride and disobedience can lead even the purest hearts into eternal silence. Thank you for watching The Spirit Bride of the River. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful African folktales filled with wisdom and emotion. Tap on your screen now to watch another amazing stories. And remember, every tale carries a lesson for the heart. Thank you.